For my second article for this week's discussion post, I chose an article that is simply entitled Feedback by group authors Rachel Foster, Catherine Byrne, Tony McConnell, and Christine Council. This is regarding teaching history in London, and the article was written in 2016. This is a kind of humorous approach to feedback, and the author gave the illustration of teaching a history class right next door to the band room, and how painful feedback could be when you would hear these students play and this just overwhelming noise that would drown out everything else, including rational thought, and how she paralleled it to the noise that any discussion or assessment and feedback can have. When you have to look at your plan and whether your plan is being effective in teaching your students history, having necessary feedback requires accountability and partnership with other instructors, genuinely looking and assessing what are we doing, what are we supposed to be doing, and are we doing it? And then further, are we doing it well? And how do we improve? And how do we request feedback, and how do we use that feedback then to improve what it is that we're doing? And they mentioned how, and we're looking at how to do what we do, and we lose sight of why we're doing it and who are we trying to benefit by this. So being introspective, being accountable to an accountability partner, some of your other instructors, as well as your students, actually listening to them and not just looking at how they perform on their tests, but whether or not they are actually getting it, whether or not they're comprehending what it is that you're trying to teach them, and utilizing that feedback to improve classes going forward. I found this to be an interesting article because we have a daughter that is a school teacher, and oftentimes she will call her dad at the end of her day and talk about some of her frustrations that she's encountered in teaching for that day. She actually does teach history and social studies, so I will probably send this article to her as well. I think she could benefit from that. Thanks.